Papasquatjon, coming at ya. I lied in my last video and said this was the last video of the night because I finished everything up, posted all the videos, and then was like, I was going to do a 10,000 subscriber info dump. This is not going to be as long as the last or the last one that I did on it. That was nearly an hour. Basically, for anybody who hasn't watched one of these, I'm going to kind of give you a peek behind the scenes of the screens that I look at when I'm uploading things to, what's this called? YouTube. And just because I find this stuff interesting and I had never seen it before I started posting videos, and I figured some of you might be interested in seeing it too. If you've seen this before, feel free to watch, but there you go. So this is Microsoft Studio. This is YouTube Studio, and let me just refresh the page here. So this is what I see when I log in. My little image over here, the left-hand side of this has the dashboard, content, playlists. They're just the different tabs: analytics, comments, subtitles, copyright, monetization. I never go this low because I can't monetize the channel via ads in YouTube because all of the content that I am reacting to is owned by other people and I can't make money off of that via their ads, right? I can ask you to give me money for what I have to say about them, but I can't make money off of playing their videos, playing their songs, that sort of thing. Monetization, customization, don't know what that is. Audio library, maybe I should explore into this a little bit more. Settings and then feedback. So the dashboard gives me just an overview. Sometimes in the middle of the screen, right here, up at the top, that will be bumped down. That column will come down a little bit and there'll be some sort of notification about like you hit X number of subscribers or you have a copyright claim or something like that, just a little bit of information. There's news over on the this side here. I don't know if I've ever read a word of it. And at the top here you see channel analytics and current subscribers, which is 10,184. And then below it, you probably can't read it, it says in the last 28 days, I've gained 7,208 followers. And I know those numbers are not actually up to date with the number above it, because I look at this throughout the day and I'm like, nope, I've gained followers and that green number hasn't changed. So the 7,208 number is probably more like 73 or 7,400 at this point. And that's in the last 28 days. So in 28 days, I've gained like 7,300 followers, I'll say. That's insane. That's insane. And that's why I'm doing this video. Below that, we see a summary of number of views in the last 28 days, 288.5 thousand views. And then the number of watch hours in the last 28 days is 23.1 thousand hours. That's insane. So that means in the last 28 days, people have spent 23. So that's the number of hours divided by 24 is the number of days. So basically, nearly 3 years of time people have spent in the last 28 days watching only my videos. And only after a certain amount of time is a video considered to have been viewed. So, that's crazy. I like numbers. Below that are the top videos. 12 Stout Street, which, man, I really have to thank RX Poppy and his social media people, because they have brought so many people here, and I'm blown away that, one, they saw the video, two, they thought it had anything worthwhile to say, or I know they shared one where it was just me shaking my head because that song was heavy, man. And I know I sound like I'm from the 1960s or something, but it really was a hard song to listen to. Um, and then, wow, Crest in the last 48 hours. Yeah, oh, 12 Stout Street, Crest, and then Digits were in the top videos in the last 48 hours. Let's see here. In this column over here, this tells me the latest videos, performance, number of views. Can go to the analytics for that, and then the most recent published videos, comments from people, recent subscribers, all that sort of good stuff. The content itself, this is actually where I spend most of my time for uploading videos and making sure all the information is correct. I just got to reload it again because it's compulsive for me. And so this shows you all the videos that I have uploaded recently. This is 30 videos, and it goes on for pages and pages and pages because in total I have, oh boy, I am not even sure, 600 and some videos. Maybe I'm up to 700 now, I forget. Been doing this since October of 2020. 2021? 2020. And if you go back and watch old videos, you can clearly see I was drinking a lot. I stopped doing that, I don't know, a year or two ago. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter to me. And I started drinking after my wife cheated, walked out, left, cut off all contact, apparently because I'm a horrible monster of a person. I actually have no clue. She's never spoken to me since. And I became alcoholic thanks to her. Thanks a lot. And wasted about 4 or 5 years of my life, ruined a really wonderful relationship with a fantastic woman who I will feel bad about forever. And we're still friends, but she rightly said, "You're out of your frickin' gourd," and I understood. Well, I understand now. I was very upset at the time, and yeah, cost me a whole bunch of money. I was unemployed for a couple of years. Cost me a job because when you drink all the time, you don't care about consequences, and you say and do really stupid things that are really, really dangerous and dumb if you plan on trying to stay alive. And yeah, so anyway, that's all better now. And still broke because I had to live off of my savings, all the profits from the house that I sold when my wife left. Basically had and have next to nothing, not nothing. I'm working on it, but it's not good. And yeah, so pretty exciting. And I just started doing this because I was bored during the pandemic and I needed to fill some free time because I was kind of going a little crazy. Just because I was bored. I like to be busy. I really like to be busy. I think I am absolutely undiagnosed ADHD. And obviously, you know, Gen X kid, it was not a thing at the time. We didn't really deal with ADHD. It was something like the crazy kid down the street had who wouldn't sit still. It wasn't my sort of ADHD where it's like, yeah, you're really smart, but you just don't want to work on things that you're not interested in, and I am still like that. Which, there you go. That's why I started reacting to these videos. Is I like music. I thought the reaction videos that I saw, which were not very many of them, which is probably a good thing because it didn't inform a lot of how I do my reaction videos. I really only learned this week that one of the reasons why people seem to like my videos is because I don't do like ridiculous, over the top, goofy things just to get reactions out of people who are watching my reaction videos. I actually listen to the music and think about the music and interpret it through the lens of my own experiences, which is why I find them interesting and why I'm also surprised that people find what I'm saying interesting, because it all is coming from my perception and my experience. but I think that also speaks to the kind of universality of music and how you find things that are important to you in music and that speak to you in the music, and oddly enough, those things also speak to other people who have had not the same but similar sorts of experiences. And I don't know, how did I get off on this subject? Anyway, that's why I started doing it, right? I was bored, and I love music, and always have. I worked on a high school radio station. I would have loved to have continued that. Tried to get onto the radio station in college and just never managed to do it. I don't even remember why. I think it was just in a super inconvenient place for me at the time. And I went to school in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm from Burlington, Wisconsin, 10 miles away from Lake Geneva, the birthplace of Dungeons and Dragons. I am a huge geek. I'm a comic book fan from the time I was 10 years old in 1980, and I was sick, and my grandma brought me some comic books. 2 years later, my friend Dave Bradier, who passed away when we were about 22, 23, but when we were 12, he introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons. I have played ever since. 41 years of playing D&D, lots of time behind the GM screen. I could run a game right now with zero preparation and do that frequently. Super big geek. I could show you some of the things around here. I play Magic. I have I don't know, 30,000 Magic cards. I don't even know if that's the right number. A ridiculous number of cards. Anyway, so all that stuff. And yeah, I like music, so I started a reaction channel, and this is what happens. One thing I really want to point out to people here, and I want to get to it sooner than later, I just happen to remember this is the analytics page, which I think is the most interesting page in here. Usually I do this part at the end, but I have done this video twice before, and if you're really curious to see what else I talk about, you can go and look at the beginnings of those. But analytics, this tells me all sorts of numbers about the channel. And honestly, this is probably the thing that when I first got into here and first started getting views and things like that on the channel, this was the stuff I found most interesting, right? Just because it's all new information and it's all cool to see. The default setting up here is for the last 28 days. And what I want to do is show you how these numbers change based on this time period. And I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the channel to show you how things have changed. Let's take a look at this real quick. So the channel has gotten 288,495 views in the last 28 days, 23.1 thousand hours of watch time, which is 21.8 thousand more than normal, plus 7.2 thousand subscribers in the last 28 days, probably more like 7.3 or 7.4. And you can see the blue line down below in this middle section. You can see it kind of has a little bit of a trough, and then it rises up, and then a slightly smaller trough, and it rises up, and then it's a higher level of a trough, and then it rises up again. And those are just based on what videos are getting a bunch of views, and you can obviously tell which of those videos are the most popular by where I am seeing a big spike. Those spikes will be much more obvious in the next view we look at this. So this is the last 28 days. Now I'm going to jump all the way so that you can see what the lifetime experience of views and watch time and subscribers is on the channel, and this is actually kind of crazy to look at. So you can see nothing. Oh, big spike. That big spike is in, where is it? In May, the end of May, the last week of May of this year. May, so June, July, and the beginning of August. And so 3 months, not even. May, June, July, yeah, 2 full months and a couple weeks. that is this tiny little section right here in the blue line. Sorry, my mouse is right over that right now. Turn off, go away. There we go. So this section is the last 2.5 months. And you can see there is literally almost no distance between the bottom line and the blue line for 9/10 of the length of this line. That's my guess. And then you can see how these spikes have all gone up and up and up and up and up and up. And that's all you new subscribers, 7 point some thousand of you in the last 2 months. And that's crazy. And I know some of it is from BTS. I'm very thankful to the BTS crowd because not only did they get me to listen to music. Sorry, I should actually reverse that. Not only because there are so many of them and they actually came and watched and cared to comment, but they actually got me to listen to music by a band that I absolutely would have written off otherwise. Would never have listened to them. And I think they make amazing music, and I think they have a fantastic message. And if you are a hip hop, like hardcore hip hop fan, you like the real hip hop, I absolutely encourage you to check out BTS because they are making some amazing music, and even if you don't like some aspects of it, they are not your typical boy band, and I think they really do have something fantastic to offer, and there is a reason why they are the biggest band in the world right now. Anyway, I am also a pretty voracious and not super picky consumer of music because I don't need to be. I can listen to anything I want, and if I don't like it, I turn it off, and if I do like it, then I listen to more of it. So I don't mind giving BTS their props because they do amazing work, and they have some fantastic rappers. So these numbers are crazy. These numbers are absolutely nuts to me, and I know in the grand scheme of things they don't amount to a whole hell of a lot, but to me it's really significant, and I'm very thankful to all of you who have been here to make this little exciting jump happen. I have mentioned also in previous videos, 6 months ago, right around Christmas time, I basically decided I don't want to be the bitter old guy that lives next door, because I kind of realized, like, hey, I'm not in my 20s and 30s anymore, and I did not get to have the life I wanted. I didn't get to have kids. I didn't get to have a wife that would stick with me and actually work through a relationship. Like I said, we weren't able to have kids. And then I became alcoholic, and my career fell apart. I mean, everything. It was terrible. I mean, it was awful. I lost basically everything. And I started doing this just because I wanted to. There you go. That's the whole reason behind it. And I wanted to do something I enjoyed, and that's also why I talk about that so much on the channel, about find the thing you enjoy, because you're not going to be happy if you spend your whole life working to get ahead in a job that you may not actually get ahead at. And that's especially a big pain in the ass because my generation was raised to believe that we could actually work and get ahead and be at a company that would value us for a long time. And we had all of that taken away from us. You, as a younger person, if you are younger than me, probably understood before you got out of high school that companies were not going to be there for you. They were not going to back you up. They were not going to provide for you and your family for the rest of your life. That just does not happen anymore. It flat out doesn't. Companies do not care about the workers, and the workers are now cluing into the fact of that being true. And I unfortunately thought I could work my way up. I could get there somehow by working the hardest. I have worked 100-hour weeks. I have given myself kidney stones, and I weighed 380 pounds at my heaviest, and I had stomach surgery so that I could lose weight and actually live longer because I had diabetes and hypertension and high blood pressure, hypertension, all that stuff, sleep apnea, and it just, I didn't get anything that I wanted. I didn't get, like I said, wife. I didn't get kids. I didn't get a career that was lasting, that I felt like I excelled at. I had one amazing, amazing job working for a game company here in Seattle. I moved out to Seattle in 2001. I accepted the job on 9/11. That's a weird thing. And moved out here, worked for WizKids. I was the HeroClix game designer for years and headed up that team for a long time, the game design team and development team at WizKids. Worked for Green Ronin, which is a tabletop role-playing game publisher, for 8 years as the line developer for their Mutants and Masterminds game. And other than that, I have worked any job that I could get that I could use my skills as a writer and editor and or game designer. I worked on the game Suro, which is a very popular and fantastic board game. I was the developer on that, although I really did not have to do much. Tom McMurtry made a fantastic game. But I highly encourage you to check it out. It's a fantastic, like, family fun light game that you can play with a ton of people, up to 8 players included in the box, and you can even do more than that if you just grab some things to represent the character or the player. And yeah, so I love games. I am a huge gamer. That is what I would like to do with my life. And yeah, I've gotten to do quite a bit of it. I just can't support myself on it because role-playing game writers and editors don't make a lot of money unless they work for one company, really. And anyway, there's all that stuff. So this is the analytics page. Let's figure out how many days of time, or really years of time. I have the calculator open already. This tells us people have, clear that out. So this is over the lifetime of the channel, we have 43, I can't type, I'm very angry because I'm tired. 43,500. Yep. Hours of watch time divided by 24 gives us the number of days. 1,812 and a half days divided by 364.25 for the number of days in a year. So that is nearly 5 years of time that people have spent watching just my videos on YouTube. Which I also think is really interesting because it tells you how much time there is in the universe, because each individual person, being, atom, animal, plant, rock, experiences that same amount of time, and isn't that a weird thing? Yes, also still not stoned. That's just what my brain thinks about. Sorry, that's from a video earlier that I recorded. Let's see here, 10,192 subscribers. Other than the content, we can also go, oh, I should outline what goes on in the content here. So in this, you can see I can edit this. I can go to the analytics for this one video, the comments for it. I can watch it on YouTube. I can look at some other options. I can rearrange how these are displayed to me. I just have it by date because I find that the most useful. If I needed to see how many views or which videos had the most views, I can just click on this and it will do that. So 12 Stout Street takes the lead, beating out BTS, which is super impressive. But I guess RX Poppy did share it on his social media stuff, so that explains that. So 12 Stout Street, oh, I had not seen that before, has 42,500 views all on its own. And the next closest is BTS 2019 Live at not even 20,000. So RX Poppy is more than twice the most popular video I had before he shared it on his social media sites. Um, Very, very cool. The number of likes are interesting because they tend to run at about 10% of the total number of views. And that's almost across the board. There's a little bit of variation, but I thought that was sort of an interesting thing to note. It can see how many comments everything has. Like I said, I pretty much stick by date. Playlists, these are all the different playlists I have put together. The requested reactions are the videos that have been sent in by either subscribers or people who have sent me their own music, because I don't know if they are subscribers, to listen to and react to. And I am happy to do it if you are somebody who has made some music and you're serious about it. It's not just you and your friends sitting around recording stuff for the hell of it. And I have no problem with that. I just would like to have professional level music on here. That's what the requested videos are. I have favorites, which are all of the videos that I have done on the channel that at the time I said, holy crap, this is awesome, I love it for whatever reason. There's 112 of them so far. Which is actually a pretty good percentage of the videos that I listen to. Full albums, I have a playlist for that. There's only 2 in there right now. Culture and commentary, this was specifically due to the stuff I was talking about when I listened to Dover Street Market by, garbage, I'm going to forget his name now. Destroy Lonely. Absolutely incredible. Oh, and then I also did include the Will Smith video in there as well from last week. Influences. This is my list of my personal favorite music that I happened to think of as I was putting this list together. There's 61 songs on there. And if you want to see the sorts of stuff I liked as a kid and growing up to an adult, from the 1980s onward, probably late 70s, early 80s. My sisters and I, for Christmas one year, got 3 albums. We got Beach Boys, Greatest Hits. That was mine. Love the Beach Boys. My older sister got Billy Joel's Glass Houses, and my younger sister... Kenny Loggins, whatever album it was that had I Love a Rainy Night. That is funny. I had not thought of that in years. And those are the first albums we had in the house. I think the next year I asked for Queen, The Game, and the next year I asked for Gary Newman's The Cars, and my mom got me The Cars, Cherry-O instead, which was fine. But that gives you an idea of the sorts of music that I started out liking, and there you go. That's how it all started. So you'll see crazy stuff on my influences list, like EDM to I don't even know what else is on. There's got to probably be some jazz and blues and all sorts of stuff. I have channel info, which are these videos. In fact, I need to add one of those that I missed before. And then music and production is another playlist I have here that basically just goes over things about music that I've either learned through listening to music or playing music, or to help explain what I mean when I'm talking about how a time change works in a song. If you are not familiar with that, I assume for these videos, if you know what a time change is and how to count music, you're not going to be interested in those. I find that stuff super interesting just because the way the timing of a song is done completely changes the personality of the song. Even 2/2 time compared to 4/4 time, which really is the same thing, completely different. Just very, very different. Anyway, so those are the playlists. There's the analytics that we talked about, and then there is all y'all's comments. And this is what I look at way more than I ever thought I would have to. If you don't see a blue thumbs up, that means I have not yet looked at these comments, and so far no thumbs up. I'm going to be spending a lot of time going through this because I do. Oh, there's some blue thumbs up. So you can see here on the screen, like right here. There's a couple of blue thumbs, and that means I have gone through, read that comment, and gone, got it, understand. I'm listening to you. If your comment includes a request for a song or a suggestion for a song, until I have copied that over into another document, there's no thumbs up. That tells me I haven't done it yet, so I know that I should copy that over if and when I get a chance. So if you don't get a thumbs up on your suggestion, that just means I haven't gotten to it yet, and don't think that I won't get to it, although in some cases now it's getting to the point where I probably won't get to it. That was a lot of waffling on that. I can see when you guys respond to each other, which you can see right here on the screen. I can also comment on any of these and give thumbs up on any of them. I can delete any of them. I really only delete spam. I even leave up comments that I have no clue what the emojis mean, or the single period means, or and nothing else. It's just a single period, or slang terms that I just don't understand. I just leave it there because I assume it means something to somebody, even if it means nothing to me, and I have no way to look it up. If you make some obscure comment, it is very possible that I will ask you what you mean, because I have no clue. Like I said, no kids. I have no connection to the younger generation. I live 2,000 miles away from my family. I have 7 nephews, the oldest of whom is 30 and just had his first baby with his wife. And the youngest is, well, the baby. She's only a couple of months old. And the other actual youngest is 17, 18? Did he just turn 18? No, yeah, I think 16, 17, somewhere in there. And yeah, so I have very little connection. The woman I was dating a while ago had 2 sons who were fantastic and awesome, and I loved them, who were between 10 and 16 during the time that I was in their lives. And so I got to learn terms like yeet and the like. But, dab, all that stuff. I know it sounds completely stupid coming out of my mouth, but those were the terms that were popular, whatever, 4 or 5 years ago when I was hanging out with them early on. And, yeah, so there you go. That's all that stuff. And comments, I'm going to go through and look at these when I wrap up this video. Subtitles, I've never gone into. Copyright information I don't really have to deal with, because if you look in the description of the videos that I do reactions on, I have a little snippet in there that basically says what I'm doing is considered fair use. I am not claiming or challenging anybody's copyrights, and any video that I do, pretty much they, as far as I understand it, can't tell me that I can't do this. It just gets approved eventually once they take a look at it and go, oh, yep, he's not doing anything other than what's allowed under fair use, and reaction videos are considered fair use. So monetization I also don't have anything to do with, because I can't monetize the channel, because the video and musical content is not mine to make money off of, which I completely understand. Customization, I have no idea, never looked at it. Audio library, also never looked at it, don't care. Maybe if I spend more and more time on this, I'll start laying some sound over the portions of this video where I am simply talking and not playing music, or I'll have an intro or whatever. I don't mess with any of that now. I think that's basically it. That's pretty much everything. That is the behind the scenes. I've never done any live videos on here. I used to work for the social media team at Amazon Web Services for a couple of years until I made an incredibly inappropriate joke and was let go. But that's my fault. So this is me. I just told you things that most people would say, "Dear God, John." John's my real name. What in the hell are you saying these things in public for? And I say them because it has always driven me absolutely crazy that everybody has shit in their life that they have to deal with, and nobody ever talks about it, and so everybody feels like they're alone and that they have nothing in common with anybody else, and I hate that, and I think it's worthwhile, since we have this fantastic internet thing, that we should take advantage of it and talk about what's important to us and what affects us on a daily basis. And it's weird because ever since I started doing it here on these videos, it seems to be interesting to people, and I guess I find that really a good thing, and I appreciate it in a way that I don't know if I can really explain. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have questions, feel free to ask me any questions down below. Like I said, I loved getting in here for the first time and seeing all of this stuff, and I just wanted to share it in case you've never seen it and would find it interesting. This, again, went on way longer than I thought it was going to go, but there you go. I guess I like to hear myself talk. God, what a jackass. There you go. Thanks very much, Pop Squat. Checking out. That was so loud. So loud. What's wrong with me? Have a good night. Thank you very much.